feels so abstract. Yeah, it's complicated what you say, the way you act. Well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. How it hurts to see you smile, like a dagger in me. She just seems so juvenile. I just want it to be me. I wanna set your world on fire. Oh, just so sure I'll stick around. Oh, my heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our next sponsor live stream. I am so excited to bring these two lovely ladies on. It is My Creative Camp, and they do everything with, I keep saying foiling, quilling. Let me say that 4 times. Quilling. The technique sounds very familiar or similar to each other. Anyway, I met these lovely ladies at Creativation earlier this year at Seattle, and I had to sit down at their booth and give it a try. I would say, I don't know if I did quite a great job, but the ladies were brilliant and was very helpful. And so I'm super excited to share what they have to bring to the table. So I'm going to bring them on. Oops, not Harriet, sorry. Hi, you guys. How are you?
Hi, Brandy. We are good. How are you?
Good. If you wouldn't mind just introducing yourselves real quick.
Right. I'm Tasneem, and this is Zara, and we are the founders of My Creative Camp. We design and manufacture our own paper quilling kits. Zara is an artist with over 15 years of paper quilling experience. You can see some of her beautiful artwork in the background as well.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, and we're excited to show you our product line today. And, and for those who don't know, actually, let me step back. Do you know what is paper quilling? So paper quilling is rolling strips of paper and folding them and bending them into different shapes to make all these beautiful art pieces that you see on the camera. Just some examples. So you can see a cute butterfly. It's made on wood. And we have these beautiful cards.
Perfect. Tasneem, before we get too far into it, though, because I want to make your screen big, I do want to remind you guys that we do have a promotion for My Creative Camp. And Tasneem, you might not be aware, but we usually sell a lot of these things when we do our live streams. So You guys get your windows open so you can do your shopping while you're watching, because we don't want them to run out before you grab yours. And you'll need to go to cardmakersuccessummit.com/My Creative Camp and use the promo code CMSS20, and you're going to get 20% off the greeting cards quilling kit. You guys, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Looky there. Yes, for sure. All right. Now that I've said that bit, I'm going to let you guys have the stage. I'm just going to put your overhead camera up. Okay.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
All right.
All right, everyone, I'm so excited to show this off because this is where my personal journey as an artist began. I was making beautiful cards, envelopes, and, you know, really tiny artworks for my friends, family. Paper quilling is a really old art, but it is finding, you know, a comeback, and it's there's a lot of modern touch that I have brought into this. I've been doing this for about 15 years. And just the 3D effect of all of the work that's here, it just blows people's minds because they don't believe that this is just paper and glue and nothing else. So it's really pretty to look at. And, you know, thinking that it's paper, one might say it's a little delicate, but it's not. I mean, I've had these pieces for like maybe over 10 years and they're just as is, because paper is like really, really easy to work with. And because it's paper, you can paint on it. This one has a bit of glitter. You can stick gemstones on them and then do a variety of things. I've added pan pastels, you know, other sorts of alcohol colors, markers, etc. And it just looks amazing. They go into your regular envelopes and you can mail them without having any fear of, you know, anything getting squashed because it's pretty durable. So I'm going to walk you through just a little bit of our card making kit. This is our second most kit that we manufactured. All of the projects inside have been made by me and Tasneem, especially having all sorts of, you know, beginners, medium as well as advanced users, and everything that you need to make any sort of project is already in here. So we've thought it out really carefully. These are the strips that you'll need for, you know, all the projects that are inside. And, you know, once you learn the technique, you can basically do whatever comes to your mind after learning 12 basic shapes, which we'll go through some of the shapes today. So you've got your glue. You've got a variety of cardstock, envelopes, some gemstones in here, gift tags. I'm just going to go through really briefly, show you all the goodies that are inside. And these are really premium shimmer cards. So I know it might not come across in the video, but it has like really nice weight and a shimmer to it. So it feels like a really special card. And once you're done with the cards, we've got some custom envelopes with, you know, blank space and a handmade with love sticker to seal the envelopes. This is one of the tools that we'll be using today. I'll show you how to use it. And then this is like a quick start thing. These are 12 shapes in here. And once you master these 12 shapes, you can pretty much do all of the quilling that you'll ever need. With that, we've got a in-depth instruction booklet, which guides you through the tools, the shape chart again, and then easy projects moves on to more technical ones. So a lot of, you know, goodies going on in here.
You know, the best part about these projects is we have, you know, thought about a lot of occasions. You can make cards for occasions throughout the year. And we also have a YouTube channel. So whatever projects you see in this kit, you will find videos on our YouTube channel as well to follow along. And we have more than what we show in this kit as well on our YouTube channel.
So again, with everything, you also get a tools kit in here, which has your quilling slotted tool. And this is a tool which is very versatile, and I use it for more than quilling purposes. And I'll show you how I do that. And then a needle tool, another slotted tool, which is a little bit tinier, and your regular tweezers. These are really nice heavyweight tweezers and really good to have as well. All right, I'll just give you a brief of a non-quilling usage that I usually do, and that's for making rolled paper flowers. I've cut this out using my Cricut. I use a lot of other different shapes for this, and you may have seen something like this or even made it yourself. Right, these are the rolled papers. They come in different various sizes and shapes, but I really like this particular one, which makes it rose. So let me just kind of dive into the whole thing itself.
So, Zara, how did you make that?
So this, I have the design on my Cricut, and I simply run it through on a normal cardstock that I get from Michael's, and that's it. That's pretty much it. So this has a slit in between which holds the paper in place, and it's easier to do using this quilling slotted tool than you by hand. Makes it really easy to grip and to have a perfect pressure while I am rolling this. Otherwise, I've done it by hand, but it just messes it up. So this way I can just keep the perfect pressure, keep the roll intact, and go all the way through right till I reach the end. Then I'll just hold the whole thing together and put a bit of glue at the base, and that's it.
Oh, that's pretty.
So I'll just hold it for a minute, and while I'm doing that, I'll take out my needle tool, and this is just for making it more believable. I'll take the edge of the needle tool and just wrap it around to give the outer petals a bit of a curl. Since this is a really small flower, the curl is not going to be too obvious. The bigger the flowers, the bigger, you can curl it up or open it with your hands. And that's it. That's your rolled rose.
Oh, that's cute.
Thank you.
All right, what are we going to see next?
Before we jump into actually the card making, I'll just quickly show you. And this is, I think, it should be in every, paper crafter's inventory. Again, I have created this fringe using the Cricut. I already have a pre-made file for this. But I use herb scissors to create fringes as well at times. And again, rolling this using the slotted tool just makes it so much easier. I mean, this is
wow, look at that.
I made pom-poms using this as well as center of flowers. So I'm not gluing this on, but I am showing this how easy it is to just roll this up. So you can just make like a pom-pom flower or a center of another flower for using this. And yeah, let's actually, I'm gonna go ahead and start everyone off with the very basic thing in paper quilling, and that is rolling the strip. So from my strip pack, and we've got a lot of strips in here, right?
So this comes in the greeting cards kit, correct?
That's correct. All of this comes in the greeting cards kit. And this is a lot of paper to get started with. We also have more paper available, but this is more than enough to do a lot of these projects. gonna take a purple strip out of here. Okay. And these are long.
I have a
Yes.
question real quick. What pound paper is that?
Great question. This is about 35 pound paper, I'd like to say. So something that is kind of like printer paper or construction paper. I have used thicker paper for my artwork. I use cardstock, which is really thick paper. But really, anything under 60 pounds would be really good for paper quilling. So the thinner the paper, the easier it is. And the more spring to the paper that you get, the thicker the paper, the obviously it's more hard to control it. Anything over 110 pounds is not good. So yeah. So I just slid the paper into the slot. It's secure, and now I'm just rolling this. This whole process is really meditative. I mean, I've been doing this for about 15 years. I still do it every day, and I absolutely love it. So here, this is your tight coil, and that's one of the shapes in your shape chart. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this coil and put it in this circle over here to make a loose coil. So let's say I'll put it in circle number 5 over here, and all the circles are named, so it's really easy. Once it's open, I will pick it up and carefully glue the edge of this. So just like a tiny dot, that should suffice. And close it up. Let it dry for a second or two. And there it is. That is your loose coil. Going forward with this, it's just a manipulation of how you pinch this. If you pinch this at one end like this, you end up with a teardrop shape, right? And if you connect, let's say, 2 teardrops together, let me show you in my hand.
Oops. Sorry, I accidentally removed you from the screen. I have a question. Is there any way we could zoom in just a little bit on that camera? It's a little hard to see. That's much better. Thank you so much. All right, now I'm gonna let you go solo again.
Okay, perfect. So when you have 2 teardrops together and you glue this on, you come up with a heart, right? And then when you have more than enough of those, let's say, let's grab this. You can create a flower over here. All of these are made out of teardrops. And then I have this cherry blossom frame over here. This is going to be something, you guys are getting a heads up for this. This is something in the works. So these are all made using teardrops, all of this. Sorry about my finger. It came in a door and I have it all blackened up and bruised. But yeah, so all of this are teardrops. The idea behind this is that, once you get the hang of shapes, it's really easy to create lots of different things. So this is a teardrop, and I'm going to pinch it on the other side, and this makes a marquee. So just like this, right? And if you have enough marquees together, do I have a project to show marquee?
Just the leaves.
Yeah, just the leaves. Okay. The leaves on this flower, these are marquee. Okay. And if you can turn it all around, it can create a different flower of sorts as well. Again, coming back to the marquee, so we pinched both of these sides. If I pinch on the other four corners, this turns into a square. And this has a lot of, applications in things that you're doing geometric, like even this birthday cake over here. These are all different sized squares. And there's a marquee here, and there's a teardrop. So all the shapes that I just showed you are in here.
Perfect.
And then, people really love this pineapple. These are all squares. These are all squares and teardrops. So really, it's like you're making your own Lego or building shapes and then going from there. There are other shapes as well. For example, there's this triangle over here. That's by pinching three sides, and then instructions to make these kinds of coils as well. So a lot. Again, you master these and you're good to go.
Can we follow these shapes on their YouTube channel as well?
Yes. So there's a detailed video that I've made in which I show how to make each and every shapes, and you can go back to that anytime. Today, I'd like to quickly show you how to make a festive wreath. I have two examples over here, and I think this is perfect because this gives you guys time to create this for the holidays. I've created these wreaths in different things, like hangables as well. I've cut them out, and you can hang them on a tree. I've also made a necklace out of this, and earrings, so like tiny shapes, and then I just hook them onto a string or a ribbon, and so a lot of things that you can do with this. Okay. I need that ball. Yeah. So if you have a circular bottle or any sort of anything that's circular, I'm using this box, this can over here. What I'm going to do is create the circle of the wreath using this.
So the circle is this inner part over here.
The thing is, once you start with this, there are so many creative ideas that can go around. And a lot of mixed media does really well with paper quilling too. So just a bit of glue as I wrap this around once and twice, and the thing is, since we're creators, we love sharing what we do. So we constantly, put projects and videos out there on our social media. So follow us on our Instagram at My Creative Camp, and you'll see a lot of new content coming in, which you can, take inspiration from and put in. So what I'm doing is I'm just dabbing a little bit of glue on the edge. I'm gonna put this down here and just shape it up a little. Okay. Give it a second or two to kind of settle down, and that's it. And I've prepared these teardrop shapes from before. I'd say, it took me maybe like 10 minutes or so to prepare all of these shapes, but I've been doing it for quite some time. I also have strips in my car or while I'm watching TV, and then I'll just, keep making rolls and, having fun with that while I'm also enjoying something else. So the teardrop shapes go all around the wreath. You're just going to place them organically on, have a feel of how they fit. There's a template as well that we've shared for the wreath, I believe, which you can find in the download section for this summit.
Yeah, it's a free download. And we also have this project on our YouTube channel as well to follow along.
So basically what you're simply doing is gluing down the shapes, putting a tad bit of glue on one end, and then just putting them down. I'm doing this by hand, but you can also use tweezers. It just makes things easier. And if anyone has any questions, please go ahead and ask me. I'll be really happy to answer this. What I love about paper is that it's so easy to work with, and there's just so many possibilities with what you can do with paper. Maybe we'll finish. It's okay. And this is just regular white glue that I'm using. You can use clear glue, school glue, as well as craft bond. All of that works.
Hey, you guys. I'm not sure if you guys are watching the chat, so I'm going to try to ask the questions as they come up. But somebody's asking, could I cut the strips to do my quilling on the Cricut?
That's a really good question. And yes, I personally do cut my strips on Cricut sometimes. If it's really heavyweight paper, you can definitely do that if you want like custom sizes. For sure, for sure. I think I will need a few more.
Okay.
All right, somebody's asking if you recommend the battery-operated quilling tool.
I've used a few of them out there. I personally don't like them because they don't give me the proper control. But I have used the crimper tool, which is motorized, and that's not that bad. But again, if you feel that you want to make this whole thing fast, and you can definitely try it out. I've tried it. Mine one just sits, it just sits on the side. I don't use it that much, if at all. Okay. Another thing that we personally did for our tools, because I know there are other quilling tools out there, we made this really ergonomic. So this is like custom made by us. It's really soft rubber, as well as there's a slight bend over here, so it doesn't hurt the wrist. Really ergonomic. So if someone out there are, they're concerned about their wrist or about hands, that, because it's a continuous process, right? It just makes it really easy to do it with our tools. Okay. So for the bow that's here, I've already made one teardrop over here and another over here. And what I'll show you is how to make the triangle or the hanging ribbon. First, just pinch one side, and then you are going to pinch the other two sides to kind of make it into a triangle. And also with the use of your nail or your fingertip, just poke the edge over here to give that, this kind of an effect. All right. And the bow is actually going to come on top of the first layer. So it has more of that 3D effect. Glue it on and then glue right on top of that green leaf that we made earlier. And what I really love about white glue is that once you're done, it just dries clear. And go. You can get so much creative with this. Add more mixed media to this, and in one of my cards over here, what I did was I put more cardstock on top, and then I put this on top to give it like a more of a layered effect. And then in one other card over here, what I did is I just made a cutout and then put the flowers inside. So the same can be done with the wreath. And then obviously there are so many other ideas that we can go about doing with this. And then just to add the final effect, I am going to put some gemstones because I really like that. One of the things that I do in my own pastime is diamond painting, and I absolutely love gemstones.
It gives a nice shimmer look.
It gives a nice shimmer look. And these ones, they already have glue at the back, so I don't need to put more glue in it. Go. And right where each of these meet. Randy, do we have any more questions?
I have not seen any come through. Somebody asked about the glue and then somebody else answered it. So basically, you guys, any kind of liquid glue that you're already using with your paper crafting will work.
Exactly.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't do anything like Elmer's glue because I think it will be very wet and it's got a lot of water in it. So I would probably stay away from that. But, your Barely Art glue, all of those I think will work just fine.
Yeah, for Elmer's, I would avoid the school glue. The craft bond is fine. That's thicker. That should be okay. But yeah.
Oh, we have
somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Somebody wants to know, how do you come up with your designs?
That's a really good one. I think, I don't know. I mean,
you visualize it.
I draw it. I draw it out first, and
yeah, I think our kids have some starting points. I guess once you start playing around with the shapes, you kind of figure out like, hey, maybe I could make this, maybe I could do this.
Exactly. And I have a list of things in my journal. I keep a journal, and I'm like interested in transferring that into my paperwork. So I'll be like, okay, can I make this into something that translates into that? Can you get that frame?
Sure.
So I did a project with Michael's, the craft company, and I drew it out. At that time, it was COVID, and I thought, what I wanted to make flower, and it was totally supposed to be abstract. So it just came about bit by bit, and then I have my own color combinations going on. This is what I had made. So this is completely made out of paper.
Can you put it under the overhead camera?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, thanks. Oh, that's beautiful.
You see some of the shapes over here. You've got your marquee over here. You've got your tight coils, you've got your loose coils in here, and then there's just, straight edge paper technique that I've used. So it's simple, but it's pretty. And that's what I try to do. I try to make it easy, as well as intricate. I don't know if that makes sense. I think that's a oxymoron.
Well, if I can just kind of jump in here, you guys, I'm envisioning right now what you could do, how to incorporate what we traditionally do with card making with the quilling. And so, for example, the wreaths that she's got out here, can you imagine like die cutting some pattern paper with that kind of scalloped edge and then placing the wreath on that, and then, having that on top of your matted card, or doing some ink blending and some heat embossing and stuff. You can just create something very beautiful, I think, with just incorporating the techniques that you're used to with this new technique of paper quilling.
That's so true. And a lot of times, like even in the artwork that you see at my back, what I've done is I have watercolored the base. And a lot of times I do watercolors. And then to add that dimension to it, I'll put quilt, elements into it. So it just brings that pop into it. Another thing that what I do is, once I've quilled everything, right, on top of the pieces, I'll put shimmer paints on, and it takes it really well. So you don't make it very watery because otherwise it'll lose its shape. But, like thick glitter or shimmery paint on top just takes it to another level.
Perfect. Awesome. All right. Well, we've got a giveaway to give, and let me pull it out real quick. All right, let me just double check. Harriet's keeping me honest here. We're doing 3 of the greeting card quilling. 2 of the greeting card quilling kits. So exactly what she was just using today is what 2 lucky winners are going to get. So let's go ahead and draw for those winners. All right, the first winner is Kathleen, and the last name starts with an H and ends with an H. And our second winner is Dorothy. Dorothy's last name starts with a S and ends with an R. Congratulations to you both. We'll be emailing you on Monday to get your address. We can get that shipped out to you guys. All right. Thank you so much for coming on, Tasneem and Zara. It's been a pleasure working with you guys. I hope we do lots more collaborations together. And I know that my audience, for the most part, are not quillers. So they've been really excited to see what you have to offer. And I think your demonstration just showed how incredibly easy it could be.
We were excited to be part of this, and I am so thrilled because, once you get going, the possibilities are endless of how you incorporate this into your cards.
Absolutely. Now, don't forget their promo code, and you can get 20% off by going to cardmakersuccesssummit.com/mycreativecamp. Use the code CMSS20. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off for now. I will see you tomorrow around 12:30. And for our premium VIP pass holders, be sure to go into your portal and grab that Zoom link so you can join us tonight for our VIP crop. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.